Hola y bienvenidos. Here we are with our very first Edpuzzle / Screencastify of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the introduction to genders and numbers. Okay, you don't need to write lección uno, but if you'd like to, you can. Title, date, today. Your job is to 1. Take notes in your cuaderno, hard copy. When you come to class the next time I see you, I should see your notes from this presentation written in your cuaderno. So that's 1. And 2, answer questions on the Edpuzzle, okay? There will be some here and there in between. You will have points where you can ask questions if you need to ask questions. I will do my best to get back to you ASAP. But this right here, if you do not come to class on the next time I see you with these notes, you're going to be struggling. You're going to be stuck. So please stress the importance of these notes to both yourself and your classmates. If you know they haven't done it, please encourage them to do so today. So again, take notes and answer the questions on the Edpuzzle. Here we go. This is our índice de contenidos. I will be sharing these slides with you at the end once your Edpuzzle is due. Okay, I don't want to share it before because I want you to listen as well as look at these slides. So in the event that you miss something, you are always free to go back to these slides and you can click on any of these and it will take you there. Please also remember that the Edpuzzle itself is due and then these will be posted. Okay, so you don't have access to this yet, but you will once it is done. Okay, lección uno. Here's our essential question. So, what role does gender play in the proper usage of Spanish nouns? Do you need to write this question down? That's up to you. If at any point I go too fast, the beauty of Edpuzzle, the beauty of this Screencastify is you can pause me, okay? So if at any point I go too fast, push that pause button, take some notes down, and then move on. I'm not going to make this too long. I'm going to try my best to kind of go quickly because people work at different speeds. If I go too fast, pause me. But this is what our goal is by the end of today. So this is what I hope that we can do by the end of today, whether that's today or in the future. We're definitely going to be practicing this. You definitely do not need to write this down. This is just so you know what you're going to be able to do eventually in Spanish class. So the first question I pose to you that you're going to answer on the Edpuzzle, what is a noun? A noun, I hope you wrote something like this down. Person, animal, place, thing. Most of you are familiar with person, place, or thing. That's good. Don't forget about animals and ideas, though, okay? Those are also nouns. In Spanish, this is very important. You might want to write this down. All nouns, even non-living things, are assigned a gender, okay? It is either masculine or feminine. This is just an example of a few. Feminine nouns, store, tie, t-shirt. Masculine nouns, shoes, makeup, dress, okay? So it doesn't matter whether maybe you think makeup and you think girl. Doesn't really matter because it is a masculine noun. That doesn't mean that only girls wear it. That doesn't mean that only boys wear it. That doesn't mean anything like that. It just means that that word itself is a masculine word. And I'm going to talk about what that means. You don't necessarily need to know these right now, but you do need to know that every single noun, living and non-living, have a gender. And that gender is either masculine or feminine. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some examples. Again, if I go too fast, pause me. So, in addition to gender, every single noun has a number. So, all nouns are going to have 2 characteristics: gender, number, gender, number. We're going to drill that into us this year. Is it masculine or feminine? Is it singular or plural? I will be asking you that question. So, don't get thrown off if you hear those words, gender and number. All I'm asking, is it masculine or feminine? Is it singular or plural? Singular or plural? We're talking about one thing or multiple things, okay? So, listen for those words. Those are key words. You probably want to write that down. Okay, living nouns. First, we're going to talk about living nouns. We have feminine living nouns. We have masculine living nouns. Feminino, masculino, okay? Feminine living nouns, girl, woman, mom, grandma, auntie. Masculine nouns, boy, man, dad, grandpa, uncle, all those, okay? These are people, typically, okay? People who we know as either male or female, and if they are male or female, they will be masculine or feminine, okay? There are currently, some people are gender non-conforming, I think is the word. Correct me if I'm wrong. In Spanish, not a whole lot of that, but there is a different ending that you could use if you do not identify as either one of these. But typically in Spanish, we use the A endings for feminine and the O endings for masculine. We're going to talk about adjectives later on in like third quarter area. So right now, living nouns, just know if there's an auntie, she is la tia. If there's an uncle, he is el tío. The L and the la are going to come up a lot. So these are our living nouns, okay? Living nouns. Some of our noun endings help us to indicate whether it is a masculine or a feminine word. So don't write all these words down. Rather, take a look at this stuff in yellow, the endings. If the word itself, the noun, ends with a O, it's probably a masculine noun. If it ends with a or, probably a masculine noun. Or ista, probably a masculine noun. On the other side, we have our feminine nouns, the a, the ora, and the ista. Do you notice something about these two columns? Maybe one that is the same? I hope you selected the ista there. Yes, el turista, la turista. Notice, if it is el turista, it is a male tourist. If it is la turista, it is a feminine, female tourist. Okay, so be careful because the ista could be either or. These ones, though, typically, and now I say typically because not always, if it ends with an A, does that mean it's feminine? Not always, if it ends with an O, does that mean it's masculine? But our endings help us to indicate whether it is a masculine noun or a feminine noun. So use the endings to help you remember. Again, you're going to learn these words the next time I see you, so you don't necessarily need to write all of them down, but just know your endings. That was living nouns. We move on to non-living nouns. When nouns are non-living, it's difficult because it's random. Is the chair masculine or feminine? Is the book masculine or feminine? Okay, it's totally random. There's nothing that really says whether a non-living noun is masculine or feminine. So what we do is we have to memorize the definite article. Write that down. Definite article, el or la, and you're going to have to remember that el or la with the word in order for you to remember the gender. So if it says el libro, la biblioteca, you know by the article whether that word is masculine or feminine. So you have to memorize the gender, guys. There has to be it's not just libro, it's el libro. And we're going to talk about why, but the article will help you remember. So in addition to the article, the endings can help indicate what gender it is. Similar to our living articles, our living nouns, these are our non-living noun endings. So again, if it ends with O, most likely masculine. If it ends with ma, most likely masculine. If it ends with s, most likely masculine. On the contrary, a, sion, and dad, okay? These are our endings that help us indicate, is it a masculine or a feminine non-living noun? For example, la cosa, the thing. It ends with an A, and yes, the word is la. La comes in front, also tells us this is a feminine word. The thing in Spanish is feminine, okay? You just always remember it as la cosa, never el coso, okay? So, again, we don't need to write all these words down, just look at the yellow. O, ma, es. Sion, dad. Okay, typically, and I say typically because not always, if you see an S, doesn't mean it's a masculine word. Okay, ma are though, ma will be, and we're going to talk about those mas and those dads later on. If I go too fast, pause me. Okay, beware of our noun ending traps. Here's what I was going to tell you about. There are always exceptions to the rules. For example, the first one is el mapa. Think about it for a second. Why do you think that this word is a ending trap? Tell me why. Hopefully you said there's an A there, right? If we see an A there, you're going to think this is a la. This is a feminine word. It is actually a masculine word, okay? It's el mapa, the map. It means the map. It ends with an A. You might think it's feminine because of that A, but it's actually masculine, el mapa. Another one, same thing here. It ends with an A, el dia. El dia is masculine, okay? It's not la dia, it's el dia. So there are some, well, we always should remember the article with the noun, but especially for cases like these. And the last one, la mano. Mano, hand, okay? It ends with an O, so you might think it's masculine. It is actually feminine, la mano. No man hands. No man hands. That's how I always remembered it. No man hands, feminine hands, okay? La mano. El mapa, el dia, la mano. Be careful of those traps. These are not the only three that exist, but they are three that you are going to learn next time I see you. Okay, if we want to make something plural, what does that mean if we want to make something plural? Hopefully you said it means more than one. Yes, we add to it. So if the word ends with a vowel, our rule is to simply add an S, okay? We're going to look at some examples here. So just, save some room for some examples, but it's simple. If the word ends with a vowel, all we do is add an S. If it ends with a consonant now, we must add an ES. Consonants are everything but our vowels, okay? So vowels, A, E, I, O, U. Consonant, everything but A, E, I, O, U. You have to add an ES because of the sound. Okay, it all comes back to those syllables and vowels. We can't just add an S, we have to add an ES. This is how we make nouns plural. So, here we go. Here's some practice. Ready? Chico. How would you make that plural? How would you make that more than one chico? Boom, chicos. What about hombre? How would you make it plural? More than one. Good. Hombres. And problema? Problemas. Okay? These all end with a vowel. O, E, A. They all end with a vowel. So all we do is add an S. Simple. Boy, boys. Kid, kids. Man, men. Man, men. Problem, problems. Okay? We add an S. Now try this out. If it's a consonant, nacionalidad changes to nacionalidades with an ES. Yes, because a D is not a vowel. País. Países with an ES. And lápiz. This one's a little tricky, so we're going to do it with you. Lápices. And the reason this one is changing to a C is, I didn't write it, sorry, is because of sound, okay? Lápices. We want the S sound there. So that Z is going to change to a C purely for our sound. There are a few that do this right now. The only one you need to know is that word lápiz, which you learned means pencil. Yes, hopefully you remember that. So remember, if it ends with a consonant, we must add a ES, not a S, a ES. And it's because of our syllables. We can't say nacionalidades, países, lápices. Okay, that doesn't make sense. We have to add a ES if it ends with a consonant. Okay, now, if you're going to make the noun plural like we just did, guess what? You also have to make the article plural. So, we have 4 definite articles in Spanish. They are el, la, los, and las, okay? Singular, plural, masculine, feminine. We always have to make sure everything balances. So, if you're talking about one book, el libro, that's great. Now, what if you want to talk about multiple books? I can't say el libros, I have to say los libros. So this right here, these 4 words right here, you might want to put them in a cute little chart just like this so that you remember, if you're making the noun plural, the article, this 2-3 letter word must also be plural. We have to balance. Balance is key. So let's take a look at some of these. If we want to change the singular nouns to the plural nouns, la foto. We'll do this one together. La foto. Careful now, it ends with the O, so you might think it's masculine, but this is actually la fotografía, so it's feminine. La foto is going to change to a las fotos, because this is feminine, this is now feminine plural, so I need to make sure it all matches. Balance is key. El estudiante, one student. What if you want to make that thing plural? What's it going to look like? Hopefully you picked los estudiantes. Good. Okay, now what if we have a plural? We want to change it back to a singular. Cuadernos, you know. I tell you all the time, those are notebooks, yes. Los cuadernos. Plural. Make it one. Singular. El cuaderno. See? La mano. Las manos, el lápiz, los lápices, los números, el número, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Do you need to write all these down? No, but just know that balance is key, okay? We have to make sure that everything matches up. We can't say la manos or las mano. We have to make sure if the article is singular, the noun is also singular. And these are our articles, the thes, okay, the thes coming in front here. Okay, now if we are mixing nouns, and I've told you this before, we talked about this when we did our ABCs, when it is a mixed group of living nouns, when it is a mixed group of males and females, we always take the masculine form, okay? So 1 chico plus 2,000 chicas is going to be 2001 chicos, okay? Notice the AS changes to a OS because it's taking the masculine form. This is called machismo, okay? It is a masculine thing. It is a masculine language. That's just always how it's been. So if you have a plural number of feminine, even things, okay, maybe you have some libraries and some books, okay? Libraries are feminine, books are masculine. If you're saying libraries and books together, it's going to take the masculine form. That's always how it is. Siete pasajeros, 10 pasajeras, passengers. Okay, 7 male passengers, 10 female passengers. Boom, it's going to make 17 pasajeros with the OS. So this right here is an example of the machismo, the masculinity taking precedence in the language. Now, definite articles. We kind of already touched on this, but you've seen this throughout, but you might want to write this down, that all 4 of these definite articles all translate into the singular word the. Okay, this is very, 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 very important. You might want to write this down. El, la, los, and las. All 4 of those articles mean the. Okay, and we remember now, it has to be matching. It has to be either masculine, singular, or feminine, plural, or whatever. Everything has to match. But all 4 of these small words translate in English to the word the book, the teacher, the student, the paper. El, la, los, and las all mean the, okay? Make sure you get that down. Again, I know I'm going kind of fast here, but my goal is that you pause, okay? My hope is that you pause because some people move faster than others, and I don't want to waste too much of your time here. So write down what the things that I say are important, guys. Okay, now those are our definite articles, but we also have these things called indefinite articles. Definite articles are those. Indefinite articles now are not are those. They are rather a and some, okay? Indefinite, meaning it's not definite. What does definite mean? It's there. I can see it. I know what it is, right? It's definite to me that there is a piece of paper right there. That's definite, right? I know. It's defined. Boom. Indefinite, on the other hand, I'm not sure. Is it the book or is it a book, right? I can't see it. It's not there. It's not the book. It's just a book that I'm talking about. In that case, we don't use el, we don't use la, we don't use los or las. Rather, we're going to use un, una, unos, and unas, okay? Un and una would translate in English to a or an, okay, if it's a vowel sound coming after. Unos and unas are plural, and those are our some, right? If we're talking about papers, we don't say a papers, we say some papers, right? But a paper, singular, we would use un or una. Some papers, unos or unas, okay? So again, look at what we see here. Masculine, feminine, singular, plural. Boom. Make sure you write those things down. And these translate to a or some, a or some. So guys, balance is key. Our 4 definite articles, they have a matching partner to their indefinite articles. El, what is the matching companion? The masculine singular version of the indefinite article el. What is the matching one that's masculine and singular? That's right, it's un, okay? So el is our the, un is our a or an. What about la? La is our the. What's our a or an? Yes, hopefully you wrote una. Sorry, hair in the eye, okay? Una is our indefinite article. Los is our masculine plural version in indefinite. Unos, and our last one, las, going to change to unas, okay? Balance, guys. You have to balance. Whether you're saying the book or a book, the books or some books, everything has to match, okay? You cannot combine them. You cannot use any kind, anything, anywhere. You have to make sure that everything matches in gender and number, gender and number, gender and number. That's what I'm talking about when I say balance, okay? Everything must be balanced in gender and number. So this we will actually, I'll have you do 1 through 5 on the Ed puzzle, okay? But this is where we're going to pause. We're going to pick it up in class next time I see you. So if you are doing this, this is the last spot. If you would like to write all this down, take it on yourself, that's great. Otherwise, we're just going to do 1 through 5 real fast. El diario. What are we going to change it to? Los diarios. Gracias. Los diarios. Los pasajeros. El pasajero. Un programa. Unos programas. Unos turistas. Unas turistas. Las mujeres. Should be las mujeres. Oh, I think I messed up on them. Okay, sorry guys. 1 through 5. We'll talk about the answers later. Okay, don't worry about 6 through 10. And you're supposed to drag and drop. You can do this on your own time. I don't have the answers right here for us just yet. But don't forget, everything must match in gender and number. Okay, always in gender and number. So that is it for today. Sorry about the pause there. I had to do something real fast. But that is it for today. Submit this ed puzzle. Ask me questions right now. If you got any, come to class prepared. Tell your friends they got to do this. Take good notes. Come to class with those notes. Don't forget your cuaderno. You need it because we're going to learn new vocab and we're going to talk about all these other things along with it. Okay? I will see you the next time I see you. Buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenos días, whatever time you're doing this. Y que tengas buen día.